Hi everyone, thanks for coming. Happy 2026. Today is January 1st. I had a great New Year's Eve and I hope everyone else did as well. I know I'm exhausted. That's why we're spending today doing cozy things, making our goals for the next year, packing, doing some cozy little chores, gaming, all the good stuff, you know? Today, we are going to get into my 2026 reading goals. I'm very excited for these. This is the first time that I've ever done anything just reading related, just reading goal related. I know I've only done, I think for last year, I had 4 resolutions and one of them was read 10 books, which I did. Yay! This year I wanted to actually do like my own separate little list of just reading goals, and that's what we're going to be covering today. I also wanted to show you guys these little things I made yesterday on New Year's Eve for 2026. They're little punch cards. So this one's read 15 books. It's a little spoiler for one of my goals. But basically, it's a little punch card, you know, like you get at like a coffee shop or something. I'm just gonna slide it over. Hold on. There we go. Hi. They're laminated, so it's hard to see with the light. But it's like one of those punch cards that you get from like the coffee shop or something, and every time you go, they punch it, and then you get like a free drink after like a certain amount of punches, you know? The reward is a free drink. The reward on the back, I made all of these, so. But this year I want to read 15 books, and I did like 15 little books on here, and then you take a little hole punch and you just click, click, click every time you pick one. And then my reward is a books free. So I'm very excited for that one. That's a little sneak peek. And we're going off a little bit on a tangent, but it's okay because I know that I wanted a lot of inspo when I was doing these, so if you want to do them, let me tell you. But all I did was I took some white cardstock, and you can use one of these. It's a little paper cutter. You put it in, you open this, you put it down, and then this goes up and it cuts the paper in like a really straight line. And I just cut them to however I wanted, like the size that I wanted. Just like a little business card, I'd say. And then I also rounded the corners, if you can see. I used a specific tool that rounds the corners for you, so it's just like a little clip. But you can also just take your scissors and just kind of round it. It's fine. Or you don't have to either. So then I just did a bunch of like little goals that I wanted to do. So I'll show you guys my cards so you can have some info, but it's really easy. So here are my little cards. That one is read 15 books, and then the book's free like I showed you guys. And then this one was save $500, and each dollar was $100, and I click it after that. This one was 3 tattoos. I'm moving a bit fast here. 100 subscribers for my YouTube channel that you're watching right now. That my reward for that one looks like new item for my setup. Then I have a lot of nail polish. This is kind of just to show you the inspo and the kind of things that you can put on your cards, like sewing 5 things, because I want to learn like into sewing. That's some UW slander. Sorry about that, guys. Some info, but it's really easy. You just take some cardstock, write whatever goal you want to do or how many times you want to do that. You just get a binder ring. I got this all from Hobby Lobby. I know Hobby Lobby sucks. I hate it. But it's so good, but I hate Hobby Lobby. If you know, you know. And then you just take like a little hole punch. I used a really cute heart one. But yeah, so then you just like, I have like 9 or something of these. And then you literally just, I wanted to laminate them so I could like have them and they wouldn't be messed up throughout the year. But I don't have a laminator, so I literally just took packing tape and I just over the top and just stuck it down, did it on the bottom, and then just cut it out. So it's super easy. It's a really cute little craft. We're trying to be more crafty in 2026. Yes, we are. Everyone should be more crafty, more whimsical. This year is a good year, okay? I'm already feeling it. So anyway, now that I've talked your ear off about my little craft, let's get into the video. For my first goal, I already kind of told you with my little punch cards, but it's gonna be 15 books this year. Yes, because I did 10 books last year, and I did it right at the very end. I finished my 10th book on Christmas, so But I finished 10 and that's all that matters, okay? That's all that matters. And I don't have to start and finish it for it to count as one, because this year I finished like, I think 3 of the books that I count as I read were like I started them the year before and I finished them. And I completely count that because these are my goals, okay? That's all I have to say. I finished 10 last year, and I also got, from October to December, I read 5 books because I got really into the Dream Harbor series. I did a read with me video on it. I've talked a lot more about it. If you guys want an in-depth look and review of the series, I would be more than willing to give you that because I love it. But I read 5 books in the span of like 2.5 months, which that has never been me, and I was honestly shocked, but I'm still very proud of myself. Whoop, whoop, whoop. But I was honestly shocked that I did that because I've never been that into reading something. So I think growing older and living my life, I think I'm just getting into reading more, and I'm also trying to be more analog in 2026, trying to take care of the planet. 2026 rebrand is insane this year. I hope yours is too. However you rebrand yourself, I hope yours is too. I know it's gonna be fabulous. I don't know, I just started reading more, so I think that the 15 books will go a lot easier. Also, I have a whole 12 months to do it, so I mean, at the very least, that's a book a month, and like some months has 2 books. Yeah, that's right. For my next goal, I want to read, out of my 15 books, 2 books that aren't in my zone or like in my preferred genres, because and those genres look like fantasy, sci-fi, regular fiction, historical, non-fiction. I pretty much only read like crime, thriller, and romance. I dabble in some horror, not very often though. But those ones that I just said, I never read those, like ever. I don't know, sci-fi and fantasy don't really get me going. It's not really my thing. Like, I had a hard enough time reading Harry Potter. I didn't even finish the series. I love watching fantasy movies and sci-fi movies. Same thing with like Apocalypse. I said this in my book showcase video on an Apocalypse romance book I have. I love Apocalypse movies, but I've never read the book. Like, I've never read an Apocalypse book. And it's kind of the same concept with sci-fi and fantasy. Like, I love watching those because they're just fun, and like Hunger Games. I love Hunger Games. I'm trying to read the book Hunger Games right now. It's kind of hard. I literally stopped in the middle to go read my Dream Harbor series because I was like, oh, I'm just gonna wait this out. But I love the movies, so I think this year we're gonna try. And I have 2 in mind. I just got a new one from my boyfriend, and it's called Holy Wrath or something. I'll put it on the screen. That one is a fantasy, like it's a romantasy. And I think it's also like princes and knights, and like princesses and knights. And maybe like a werewolf component? I'm not sure. I'm not very sure, but he did just give me that, and it looks really interesting because it has the romance aspect, so I'm hoping that if I can have the romance, it will tie in and it won't make it as hard for me to read, if that makes sense. And then I have another book in mind, which is Nosferatu. I think I'm saying it right. It looks like a license plate. I'll put it on the screen as well. I hope I'm saying it right, and I'm hoping that it's the vampire. I didn't clock that it was the vampire, or at least I think it is, until like well after I bought it, and I was like, oh, okay. But also, is he even a vampire? I don't really know, because the blurb talked about vampires, but then it was Nosferatu, but I don't know if Nosferatu is a vampire. I don't know. I guess we'll see. But I think I'm gonna read that one because technically it is like a thriller, but it has vampires. I know that for sure. It has vampires, it said it in the book. But it has vampires, so that's very fantasy. So again, same concept. I'm hoping that if I add some thriller, crime-esque moods in there, fantasy won't be as hard for me to read. But I think those are the 2 books I'm gonna go with. So around June, I'll do like a 6-month check-in video to tell you guys how many books I'm in, if I've read any that are on my zone, and also just check in for the other goals I have because I have 2 more. So yeah. Yeah, I think those are gonna be the 2 that I'm gonna try and read. I definitely have to go remember to bring those to college with me because I did not bring them. I have a lot of romance books at college. That's pretty much all I have. I think romance and maybe some crime. That's all I got. So I definitely have to bring those just so I can fill my quota. Moving on, my 3rd goal is to read 2 books in the 15 from the library, and specifically the public library, because there's a library at college that you can just check out like regular books, so you don't have to get a textbook or something. But the checkout time and the amount of time that you can have it checked out for is usually like 12 or something weeks. And I'm used to a library only letting you have 2 weeks. And that's also part of the reason why I've never been the biggest fan of getting books from the library, because I'm an incredibly slow reader and I also procrastinate my reading a lot. So my thought process has always been, well, I probably won't even finish it in 2 weeks if I don't like it that much. Like, if it's not something that completely sucks me in, I won't finish it in the 2 weeks. And then at that point, I should just buy it so I could start whenever I want, finish it whenever I want. And then I'm like, but if I don't want to buy it, then what's the point? So this year, I want to change that. I'm gonna try and find the public library and get 2 books, not at the same time. I don't think I can do that. And we're gonna see how long their checkout time is. Not sure, I haven't been to that one. That one's over at my college. I'm transferring to a new college, so I'm not quite sure. But that one's gonna be kind of a challenge for me, and I was thinking I might make a little video for that because it's gonna be a challenge. And I can make it like a little vlog style. I don't know, you guys let me know. You let me know in the comments if you'd like that. If you won't, that's okay, you can say that too. I won't hurt my feelings. But at the very least, even if I don't do that little video idea, I'm going to get 2 books from the library. I'll fill you in on my 6-month update because I really want to try this year. I really want to try with the library because it's so good. You get to borrow, you don't have to buy, you don't have to wait, like waste, or you know, especially if I don't like the book, then I don't have a book just sitting on my shelf that I mean, I don't have many readers in my circle or in my family or really anywhere around me. It's pretty much just me and my mom. And my mom almost exclusively likes crime or thriller. So like if it's like a romance book or something other than that I'm just like trying out, she won't want it. So I think a little add-on to that is gonna be the books that I get from the library are gonna be ones that are still in my realm, but ones that I've been kind of iffy about, and I'm like, I don't think I'd buy it, but it does sound really interesting. So I think that's what I'm gonna do for my 2 library books, because that's even better, because if I don't like it, I could just go return it. It's amazing. Also, like I said, we're trying to be more analog. We're trying to be less wasteful to the earth. Trying to take care of our planet, so yes. And for my 4th and final goal, I want to read a book that is 500 pages or more. I tend to only read books that are like 250 to 400 pages because I'm a slow reader and I like get really distracted and I lose my focus so quickly, especially if it's not like a super good book, but I still like it. So I have never been the type to read like a super long book, but like I said, I got really good at reading and really fast at reading, so I'm thinking and hoping that it'll be easier for me to finish a 500-page book this year. The one I have in mind it's kind of a doozy. It's my longest book that I have. No, that's a lie. It's my 2nd longest book that I have, and it's nonfiction and historical and really long. So that's like 3 things that are really hard for me. This one is about Henry VIII and his 6 wives, which is a very, very, very interesting topic to me, and I think it would be to a lot of you too. I don't know who it's not interesting to, honestly. It's very interesting. I mean, I hate him. F that guy. He sucks. But the wives are what I'm interested in. But it's like an 800-page book. I don't know about that. I don't know. But I've had it in my TBR for about, I want to say 2 years now. She needs to be read because it's a very interesting topic to me, but it's also really long. That's the only reason I haven't been reading it, because like it's just purely nonfiction. But I did like a little skim through. There's pictures and like little diagrams, and at the very end there's a whole family tree, which is really interesting to me. So honestly, I might do a read with me for that, because it's really interesting. It's a very interesting topic, and it might keep me more accountable, because the first read with me I did for the Gingerbread Bakery for the Dream Harbor series, I read that so quick, like 2 weeks, okay? And it was purely because I was like, oh, I gotta film today, I gotta film today, I gotta film me doing this. And it just kind of kept me more accountable to actually read the thing, you know? Because sometimes I'm just like, oh, I'll do it later. And then if I hadn't been filming, I wouldn't have finished by Christmas. I know that, that's for sure. And then I had one little unspoken kind of rule that I wanted to think about, which is going on a book buying ban, because I have so many on my TBR that I just need to get through, that I just haven't been getting through. Shopping for books is so much more exhilarating than actually reading the books for me. I love having a new start to a book, you know, like being like, oh, I can buy this book, this one's fun, and I have like 15 at home, okay? So I'm trying to not buy books this year. I will say the only time that I will buy a book is if I get a Barnes & Noble gift card. If I get a Target gift card, I won't use it to buy books. How about that? But if I get a Barnes & Noble gift card, I'm sorry, I'm buying a book. I'm sorry. I don't really see myself getting any more Barnes & Noble gift cards, because I already spent my Christmas ones, and I don't really get many gift cards for my birthday, so that's like the only 2 times that I would get it. So I think we're in the clear, because I did just buy 4 books with my Christmas gift cards. So I think we're good. I think we're good, because I want to say I have at least 20 books here in my TBR here, and then I have at least 10 in the ones that I packed away for college, and then I just bought more. So that's like 35 books, 34 books. That's a lot of books. So we're gonna get through those. Again, not being wasteful. How can I stress that even more? 2026 is our year. Just some quick little notes. I wanted to say thank you for bearing with me for the intense amount of background changes. I have been moving around a lot. I'm home on break from school, so I keep going back and forth between my mom's and my dad's and then my boyfriend's family, so there's been a lot of background changes. But in the summer, when I come back for the summer, this is going to be my primary filming spot, because this is my little reading corner. This is my Mac Miller wall, if you know him. I love him. Rest in peace. Also, I'm sorry that this video was a little shorter. It honestly might not be, because I talk so much and I went on a whole little rant about my punch cards. I mean, there's not much to talk about for my goals. It's kind of just something that's digital to keep me accountable, because then in my 6 months I can come back. And also, I was hoping that this video might give some inspiration. And if you do get inspiration from this, I would love, love, love to hear your reading goals in the comments. And if you didn't have one before, and you got some inspiration from this video, try making a list in the comments. I would love to see more inspiration for next year and see the lives of other people and their goals, because honestly, there might be some of you who will want to read 60 books this year instead of 15, or some of you that only want to read 5, and that's okay too. So I just want to see everyone's thought process and their goals. And with that said, thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. I love you.